You're listening to a Frequency Podcast Network production.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Welcome to Friday. My name is Brock.
I'm Dalby.
Oilers are hoping not to be eliminated tomorrow, down 3-0 in their series against the Florida Panthers. I Googled, no team has ever come back from a 3-0 deficit in the Stanley Cup Finals.
Yeah, even just in the playoffs in general in the NHL, it's a very small number.
I think there is a 2% chance.
Yes.
You literally have a milk's chance of winning the Stanley Cup.
Look at you, fancy pants, with your 2% milk.
But I will say this. This is the reason why I love sports fans, is everyone I know that's an Oilers fan is still like head down, like it's happening, you know?
Yeah. All right, well, these first 3 games weren't ours, but the next 4 will be.
And that's the one thing that I love about sports fans. If you're single, you need to date a sports fan, honestly, because they are so dedicated. Like, I think, some people might disagree with me on this, but I will say being a sports fan shows your true fucking dedication.
Yeah.
How committed you are.
The argument for that, though, is, because you hear it from people all the time who have significant others who are diehard sports fans, is for 4 to 6 months, depending on the sport, out of the year, you lose them because they're too busy engrossed in their sport. Maybe you're right. Maybe it shows that they're dedicated.
Stop being such a bitch. I'm kidding.
Maybe it shows that they're dedicated to, like, if you're a Leafs fan, like, you are dedicated to something that's only going to hurt you.
Yeah.
But also you have to deal with 82 nights out of the year plus 4 playoff games. You're not going to get to hang out with them.
I'm just saying, like, if you're on Tinder or you're going on a few dates and you learn someone is a very passionate sports fan, think about it like this, where it's like, they're so dedicated, even as a Leafs fan. Like, they have let me down so many times.
Sure.
But I still believe in them.
Yeah.
I still think that they're going to get better. I think that they could be fixed. You know what I mean? Like,
They still make you sad on a regular basis.
Yeah. I'm like that person who dates someone who's like, I can fix you. You know what I mean?
You are literally telling people.
I'm holding out hope.
You're literally telling people, find someone who's been in an abusive relationship, like a sports fan, because then you can't let them down any more than they already have been.
Hey, who are you to stop our happiness? All right?
Yeah, I'm not the Toronto Maple Leafs. That's not my job.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Breaking news. Aliens are walking amongst us in human bodies.
Oh, in human bodies? I was going to say, I don't think the alien thing is breaking news anymore. What do you mean they're in human bodies?
Check this out.
Okay.
According to a new study from Harvard University.
It's a fairly reputable Ivy League school.
Right?
Yeah.
They have come out with a new paper that suggests that extraterrestrials could either be living here on Earth underground, and they're living in human bodies, or they think they're living inside the moon.
Like they've corded out. We're going to go and build those moon condos everybody's always talking about, and they're going to pop up from underground and be like, we were here first.
This paper says that they're calling them crypto-terrestrials. So I don't know if that has anything to do with cryptocurrency or not.
I was going to say, isn't crypto already kind of spoken for?
But they say the biggest thing is they do believe that right here on Earth, there are aliens disguising themselves as humans. And this is Harvard, so you know these people are freaking smart.
Look me in the eye right now and tell me you're not a crypto alien.
I think I'm not.
You didn't. You looked away. You couldn't keep eye contact.
Let's not talk about that.
Okay.
But I will say, I mean, it makes sense. You've got undercover cops.
Sure.
You've got undercover shoppers.
Yeah.
You've got undercover aliens. I mean, this is just a movie trope that's been around since the beginning of time, right?
If undercover boss can be a thing, why not undercover E.T.?
We're literally living in that Roddy Piper movie, They Live. Yeah.
Oh, with the sunglasses?
Mm-hmm.
See, I would prefer to live in the They Live world than a, what was the Men in Black with the one guy running around in the Edgar suit?
Oh, yeah.
Just looked like his human skin was falling off.
Well, I'll say this. How many of you have ever looked at Elon Musk before and been like, that's not human?
Oh, every single time.
Right?
Every time he pops up in the...
I don't mean to body shame anyone, but he's got a weird figure to him. I feel like there's a little guy inside there controlling him.
You think Elon Musk is a construct being piloted by an alien?
Yeah, there's no way you have a chest like that.
That's what they did. This one alien was sent from whatever species it was to push the boundaries, to see what a famous human being could get away with. And that's why Elon Musk is so erratic sometimes.
And the whole reason he's so gung-ho on this SpaceX thing.
Yeah.
Connect the lines, dude.
Oh.
He's trying to get back home.
That makes a whole lot of sense.
You know what? I know we're joking around.
You just talked yourself into a conspiracy.
Dude, I might write this out on Reddit later.
You're going to get so many upvotes.
But, I mean, like, Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, if we found out tomorrow they were aliens, I wouldn't be surprised.
I don't think anybody bats an eye. Like, I think people go, huh? Fair enough. You know, like, I don't think anybody's like, no way.
Yeah.
Who else would be on that list?
Gary Bettman. It's the only reason he wants all these teams in the South.
Because the aliens prefer a warmer climate?
Maybe.
I love the idea that aliens sent their own species to our Earth to try and infiltrate the population, and the best they could do was the head of the fourth biggest sport in North America.
I don't know what's going on in Arizona, but it's got to be some alien hub. He's been trying to keep that team there for so long, it doesn't make sense, dude. It's the only thing that makes sense, actually.
Dude. It's very wacky. It's a very out there conspiracy, but brother, I am on board to hear more of what you have to say on this subject.
If you look at a map, all the arenas line up in a triangle.
Dude, imagine one day you plot out all the NHL teams and it's a map to get Gary back home.
Just saying.
It's the way we use rocks on deserted islands to spell help. He's trying to send a signal.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
We've got some valid conspiracies here on the text line of celebrities that you think
absolutely
could be aliens. Jim Carrey texted a few times on there.
It's the only thing that makes sense for how he's able to manipulate his face into so many different shapes is that it's not a real face.
Other people saying Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
He's just super weird.
Honestly, yeah, it's this. Nicolas Cage looks like someone acting like how they read humans are supposed to act.
Yes.
He read a book or two.
Absolutely.
And he's just giving it a shot, you know?
He read the manual.
And Hollywood's a great place to hide if you're trying to pretend to be someone. That's literally the job.
A few people saying Dennis Rodman.
Yeah, you know what? Dennis Rodman almost maybe is too much in the limelight to be an alien. Like, if he was reporting back to like a high command, they would probably hey, tone it down. People are going to get suspicious.
I see, but that's I think how they work their best.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? They slide right under the radar. He plays with Michael Jordan. He dates Carmen Electra. Does all this. Dude, he goes to North Korea.
Yeah.
Right?
Only aliens are allowed in North Korea.
Right?
Because I'm telling you, Kim Jong-un and Kim Jong-il both look like aliens.
One that would make a lot of sense, Keith Richards.
Yeah. It would have to be some sort of alien physiology that would allow him to live this long. Like, honestly, no human should be able to live as long as Keith Richards has, so him being an alien makes sense.
I mean, he probably only consumed the drugs and alcohol he did to try and fit in, to try and blend in, right?
Or to us, they're drugs and alcohol. Wherever he's from, they're like bacon and eggs. You know what I mean? It's just sustenance where he comes
from. It's like a B12 pill for him or something.
He just thought he was taking supplements. Taking a one a day.
No, we do have a few people saying Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson on there. And you know what? That could make sense too, because all of a sudden that guy infiltrated Hollywood.
True.
Right?
Yeah. He showed up, infiltrated wrestling, put it on the mainstream.
And no human can eat that much salmon.
Honestly. It makes a lot of sense that maybe, again, like with Keith Richards and drugs, maybe salmon is like a staple thing on other planets.
Yeah.
And he's just like, I must consume this before I go back home.
We looked it up before, and what is it? He eats like 20 pieces of like salmon a day or something?
It's too much. I don't remember the exact number, but it is too much. No human being should consume that much salmon in a day. Mm-hmm. So all of a sudden... kind of makes sense. Also, maybe that's why, because like from the beginning of his wrestling career to now, people are like, oh, he's on steroids. Look how big he's gotten. What if he's just evolving into his next alien form?
What if the salmon are actually aliens? Oh. And he's consuming them.
become bigger?
Maybe. How big has The Rock gotten over the years?
It's really big compared to if you look at like Rocky Maivia.
WWF Rock? Yeah.
He is a much bigger human being than he used to be.
With that being said, what animal, if you found out was an alien, would you not be surprised by?
Oh.
Octopus, I'd say first.
Octopus definitely is not of this earth.
They're
it's
a trip.
Such a bizarre creature. Even to stay in the water, the jellyfish.
Yeah.
The jellyfish looks exactly what sci-fi writers and comic book creators come up with on their own. They look alien.
I mean, majority of like weird stuff deep down in the ocean, that's just like Space 2.0.
Yeah, honestly. I also wouldn't be surprised to find out that geese are not from here. Like, I know we're like, oh, Canadian geese, national pride. Nah. Those are predators that flew here from another planet.
The platypus kind of seems like something that's pretending to be an animal, doesn't it?
Bro, what if the dinosaurs didn't go extinct? They went home. It wasn't a meteor crashing into the earth causing an ice age. It was the mothership coming to pick them up, and when they flew away, that caused the clouds that put us into the ice age that brought about humanity.
I like where your head's at.
Dinosaurs are aliens. Birds aren't real. Justin Trudeau is a lizard person. It all comes together.
I'm just saying, guys, if we don't make it back on Monday.
Why is there a red dot on your forehead all of a sudden?
You guys know why.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Let this be your Friday reminder to not be a dick to service workers this weekend. Have you seen this trend going on in the States at Chipotle restaurants?
No, what is that?
Apparently, according to sites like TikTok and Facebook and all this stuff, if you take out your phone, because for those that don't know, Chipotle is essentially like, it's that Subway style of like you order, they walk you along, you add your toppings.
Yeah, it's a burrito place.
Yeah, if you take out your phone while they're making your burrito or your bowl or whatever it is and start filming them, they will give you more toppings because they're nervous to end up on the internet looking skimpy.
Oh, okay.
And it's like, yeah, nobody showed up to work at the fast food joint hoping that someone would put them on the internet for not giving them enough food today.
Ah, well, I mean, I can tell you from like working in kitchens where you could see in, it's stressful when you see people watching you like work. But yeah, that's kind of a lame thing to do.
Well, and here's the thing, too, is that, like, the CEO or somebody high up in management for Chipotle obviously had to make a statement about this because this story's been everywhere. It's like, you don't have to film them if you don't think you got enough guac. Just ask for more. They're supposed to give it to you.
Yeah.
Like, if you feel like you've been shortchanged, just say, hey, can I get some more beans and rice in my burrito bowl? And they'll give it to you. You don't have to film someone who's making like minimum wage to make your food and to intimidate them into giving you more stuff.
Don't try and do it at Tim Hortons because they never have anything you want anyway, so it doesn't matter. It's not going to make a difference.
Just picture someone's making your bagel in the morning. You're in the drive-thru. You got your camera up to the window. It's like, oh, you going to toast it properly today?
I mean, when you say it like that, if we could finally get a properly toasted bagel at Tim Hortons, that might be the only way.
Don't film the people at Tim Hortons.
I'm not
today.
saying it's right. I'm just saying it might work.
It's just such a crazy level of entitlement. You're even kind of seeing it with the whole like the Loblaws strike or not strike boycott and stuff like that too. Like people are just showing up to work, just trying to do their jobs, and people are filming them and be like, are you happy with yourself with ripping off Canadians? And it's like, this person is putting Oreos on the shelf. They didn't jack the prices up.
I think the thing with people filming people working at places is like, remember, they're working for like minimum wage.
Yeah.
Like they're not the ones making the decision. Even if it's like the dude at Chipotle, it's like, dude doesn't get paid enough to deal with you, man. Like,
you want to hold your phone up to the CEO of Chipotle? You want to film Galen Weston or whoever runs your local Tim Hortons franchise? Like, okay, fair enough. Still weird, but at least they make enough money to deal with you. The person bagging your groceries or making your burrito bowl does not make enough money to put up with your nonsense on top of everything else.
Even in general, I just feel like anytime something happens in life now, people are so quick to pull out their phone because they want to get the video. They want to go viral, whatever it is, right?
Dude, people like get into accidents and get hurt, and instead of running over to help, now everybody's like, oh, gotta
get my phone out, gotta get the video, gotta send this to the Instagram.
Yeah.
It's like, just stop. Just live in your life for a minute and leave your phone in your pocket.
Imagine if people just filmed you at work. Like, whatever you do, like...
Dude.
I mean, whenever you know that your boss is watching you, it kind of makes you nervous.
Yeah.
Right?
If people just showed up, even like here, where we make videos of our show.
Go to a construction site and try and pull that Chipotle stuff, dude. Someone's going to knock you out.
100%. You walk like up to the fence and just start filming. What are you doing here? Oh, I figured if I film, you guys will build the building correctly.
Yeah.
You're going to get knocked out.
Yeah, you're going
100%.
to figure out how strong that union's fist is, dude.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Man.
What is that? What are you playing?
That is the popping sound of a roaring fire in a fire pit.
Oh, that's what that is. I thought those were like pop rocks or something. I thought you had pop rocks in your mouth.
I just recorded the inside of my mouth and I thought everybody would like to hear it. Man, summer, I mean, obviously yesterday was a little bit weather-wise not the best, but I know summer doesn't come for another month, but it feels like it's here, and there's people in my neighborhood. I've been hearing this sound as they've been busting out the fire pits lately.
Oh, yeah.
And that's where I just feel like that's one of the best sounds of summer, man.
Yeah.
Sitting around a cabin or even in your fire pit in your backyard, and it's just like maybe you got some tunes going, everybody's having some light conversation, couple of beverages, and the popping sounds of a nice roaring fire.
Yeah.
That's summer, dude.
Oddly enough, it's my summer and my Christmas sound.
Oh.
You know?
Your folks got a fireplace in the house?
No, we used to put the one on the TV.
Hey, modern problems call for modern solutions, all right? I respect that.
It's the only thing that makes me think of summer and winter at the same time. You know what my favorite summer sound is? Is the sound of reaching into the cooler.
Oh, the swishing ice around. And
yeah.
You're
reaching for the bottom to get a cold one.
Yeah, you hear the odd ting as like an ice cube hits a can or a bottle, depending on what you got in there.
Yeah.
That is a very specific sound, but you're right. There's a dopamine release there
It's
for
from
sure.
popping the hatch, reaching in, swishing around the ice, getting to the bottom to get a cold one, or pouring a drink on ice.
Oh, yeah.
That's nice.
I mean, I know that the sound of like popping a can open is not specific to summer, but doesn't it, even when you do it in the winter, doesn't it feel like a summer noise? That
Oh, yeah. Oh. It's satisfying for sure.
Also, I will say, I like the sound of bikes. Like, the if you get a kid in the neighborhood who's doing the bell, it just feels very summery. Even better if it's attached to an ice cream bike, if they're coming around and giving you the ice cream truck treatment.
You know what? Actually, here is hands down best sound of summer.
Yes.
The AC kicking in.
Oh, and it's not a nice sound.
But when you hear it, you're like, oh my God, my balls can breathe now. Oh my God.
You're like, here comes the comfort.
Yeah.
It's like when you're in a wave pool and you see the big wave coming.
Yeah.
You're like, it's not going to be the nicest feeling, but it is going to be good. Dude, someone just texted 762-555. Guys, the best sound of summer is fireworks. You're celebrating and having a good time. I feel like a lot of people would disagree with that.
I'm going to say that you don't have dogs.
Yeah.
Right off the bat.
Or like elderly neighbors.
I like, you know when I like fireworks? I like fireworks when they're supposed to happen. I like fireworks on Victoria Day.
Yeah.
I like fireworks on Canada Day.
Out on a lake or something.
I like fireworks on that August long weekend, and I like fireworks on Labor Day. But if you're doing fireworks on any other day, you're an absolute dick.
Dude, when you're like walking the garbage out to the end, like our garbage day is a Monday. Walking the garbage out on a Sunday night, and all of a sudden it feels like you're under attack in the neighborhood.
Yeah, I don't need to feel like I'm in Vietnam, dude.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
We've got some really good suggestions for what the worst sounds of a summer might be. Special shout out, honorable mention to the person who texted in, your buddy at the party going, we're out of beer.
Oh.
Terrible sound.
That's heartbreaking.
But getting to the top 5, in at number 5, it is the one that sort of spawned this whole topic. It is the sound of fireworks.
Yeah, Yeah, it makes you feel like you're living in a bad neighborhood when you don't realize, especially when it's not a holiday.
Yeah, exactly. The fact that just anybody can pick it up from any roadside stand and just start shooting it off in your neighborhood.
Thank you for making my dog go absolute AWOL in the house.
It's a lot, you know? In at number 4, this is the soundtrack of most people's summers. It's construction sounds.
Oh, yeah.
Especially if you're commuting, like if you've got a decent way to go from where you live to where you work, you're gonna run afoul of a few streets you can't travel on anymore.
Even specifically, I will say, and I mean no disrespect, but when someone's getting their shingles done on their roof, and you hear that in the morning, it sounds like someone's playing paintball in the next yard.
Dude, my neighbors got their roof done last week, and I will say, shout out to the crew that was doing it. They would shut it down at 6 p.m.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't start until about 9. But man, when they were going, it was loud as hell. In at number 3, it's sort of a combination. Lawnmower, leaf blower.
I will say this. The lawnmower can be satisfying when you're doing it.
Yeah, 100%.
But when it's 7 in the morning and you're like, is Greg really doing this right now?
This couldn't wait.
Yeah.
This couldn't wait another hour. You had to do this right now. Come on, Greg.
Yeah, and then the weed whacker is a whole nother game too because
Oh, dude.
and it's on and it's off and it's on and it's off.
And then the leaf blower to finish it off. It's the trifecta, the unholy trinity of I'm just trying to sleep.
Yeah, I appreciate what you're doing with your lawn care maintenance, but at least like wait till 9:30. Like, can we all agree on that?
In at number 2, the buzzing mosquito.
Oh,
The one that's in the room. You don't know where it is, but he keeps getting closer.
and then it's like they're trying to whisper sweet secrets into your ears.
Hey, your blood is really good.
Or they have like some weird kink fetish where they like seeing you hate yourself. Like, I don't know what it is.
It is the season to smack yourself all over the body today.
Goddamn skeeters.
And finally, in the number 1, you know, we've a lot of things on this list I think we've realized take place first thing in the morning. It's those damn birds. Those damn birds. You know, honorable mention on this one. Shout out to squirrels as well. They're not innocent.
The squirrels are annoying, but the birds, I feel like they're starting to get up at like 4 in the morning now.
Dude,
I can't sleep in on the weekends.
I'm hearing birds on my way to work. Like, that's crazy. Y'all need to just chill.
I
Sleep
don't
in a bit.
understand how people like birds. Like how people make the effort to get up and go bird watching.
Yeah. People who keep birds in the house?
Yeah.
At least the birds that are waking me up are stuck outside.
One of my biggest regrets when buying my house is not realizing that there was a tree right beside the main bedroom window.
Oh.
If I could do it all over again.
Yeah.
I think about it all the time. I'm like, I'm going to cut this SOB down, dude.
At least that one branch.
You know what? I love animals. Screw birds, dude. They're not even real. We all know that anyway. No one's just willing to admit it.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
All right, we all know who Collective Soul is, right?
We got a pretty good idea.
Safe to say their best song is Shine, at least in my opinion.
They've got good ones, but yeah, I think if you were to ask people to name a Collective Soul song, that's the one that's going to come up the most.
And I think the reason why we all like Collective Soul's Shine is simply because of...
and
right?
it's fun. Yeah?
Ed Roland was the singer of the band, was recently in an interview. And do you know how he got that yeah sound?
I mean, I assume he just maybe some processing or something in post.
It's actually very interesting. Have a listen.
Was that your mix then?
Yeah, I engineered, mixed, played everything. That's why in Shine, I was trying to get something cool, so I went and emptied the toilet paper dispenser and had that and go, yeah. So that was my effects.
No way!
Yeah, that was my effects. I just came up with different things. I had to. It was just me in the basement.
That's cool.
Literally.
That's really cool.
Toilet paper roll. That's how he did that.
Is that what this thing... Why? I was trying to figure out. I was like, why do we have empty toilet paper rolls in the studio?
Well, I want to see if it's true or not, because sometimes bands just say crap just to say it, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, bands do all these interviews. They got to find some way to entertain themselves.
So I've queued up a little karaoke of Collective Soul's Shine, and we've each got ourselves a toilet paper roll. You'll know when to do it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? It works. Try it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It actually works.
Yeah. You're like Stone Cold, too. Give me a hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's funny because it's also just the same sound of like the Tim Hortons drive-thru.
Oh, it is. Hello, welcome to Tim Hortons. Can I take your order?
Here, actually, order something from Tim Hortons from me here.
Yeah. Hey, can I get a 4-cheese bagel toasted?
We're out of that.
Sorry, what's that?
We're out of that.
Oh, okay. Can I just get can I get a farmer's wrap, please?
We're out of farmer's wraps.
Oh, just a double-double?
No, we're out of that.
What do you have?
Nothing.
Oh, all right, well, thanks for letting me come through.
It's crazy to know the same sound that Collective Soul used is the same sound you hear every morning in the drive-thru.
Do you think it's the same thing that they used for, like, Charlie Brown cartoons whenever they would have the grown-ups talk?
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Interesting day weather-wise yesterday, eh? Like, tornado warnings and watches all over the province. Anywhere that wasn't getting tornadoes was getting thunderstorms.
I had no idea there were tornado warnings yesterday.
I feel like there was a good period of time where I would open Facebook yesterday and my whole feed was just people sharing screenshots of their like tornado warning on their phone, the emergency broadcast
Is
system.
it bad? And I think I've said this before. I want to see a tornado. I've never seen a tornado.
See, I think I know there's the age gap between us, but we still grew up in the same generation where like Twister was a cult favorite movie.
One of my favorite movies of all time.
Watched it on every sports trip for high school I ever took. It was like the only VHS the bus company owned.
We went to Universal Studios when I was a kid, and they had like, it's not a ride, but it's like the Twister experience.
Oh, okay.
We made my parents go through that like 5 times.
Is it just like a big wind tunnel?
It's like you just go in and they've got like a setup of a gas station and a restaurant, and there's like a fake Twister that comes in and you kind of, was sick.
Did you get to strap yourself with a belt to an old barn post?
I wish.
I feel like Twister is the only reason I have any idea what I would do in case of a tornado. Like I've never, even when I lived out in Alberta, because they get Twisters out there, Saskatchewan, now around here, I feel like the only reason I would have any clue, all right, kids, we got to do this, this, and this, is because I watched that movie 40 times as a kid.
Yeah. I don't know if that's actually legit or not, but I will say I've always wanted to see a cow just go. Yeah. There was legit one time, what was it? We went to like a hockey tournament or something in Pennsylvania and came back. And when we came back, there was a tornado that went through Milton. Oh. And we got to see all the destruction like as it came back.
But you missed the actual.
And my parents were like, oh, thank God everything's fine. And I was like, oh, man.
You were bummed out because you didn't see it.
Oh, man.
It's like this weird thing of like, I would love to see a tornado in the wild that doesn't hurt anybody or anything. Like, I just want to experience it from a safe distance where nobody has to suffer from it. You're right. I don't know what the fascination is. It's that, and I really want to see a volcano
Is that because of like Dante's Peak?
No, I was a volcano guy. The Tommy Lee Jones one that came out at the same time.
Yeah, see, you're either a Dante's Peak or a volcano guy. Yeah.
It's Oilers Flames. It's Leafs Habs. You're one or the other.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to be like, I don't want one obviously to pop up in the middle of town like those movies and everybody to be in a panic. But I would just love to be, you know, when you see those videos of guys who are like down at the bottom of the lava flow, just checking it all out. Mm-hmm. I want to be that guy.
I want to be that couple at, what's that famous volcano?
Vesuvius?
No, the one from like Roman times or whatever.
Pompeii?
Pompeii, yeah. I want to be that couple that was caught like doing the nookie and they got molded together.
Yeah.
That's the dream. If there's a volcano and it's going to kill us, you got to do something like that. So there's even one dude who's like taking some self-time, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. And the only reason we know is because of his ashy remains.
Yeah. If there's anything I've learned, that if you know you're going to die from a volcano, set up in a crazy pose so they can find you one day.
It's crazy how much of this information we have in the back of our head. How to survive a tornado, what to do if you're going to die in a volcano. And yet I still struggle to remember my own phone number some days.
Hey, movies teach you a lot of things. I watch a lot of scary movies. Don't go up the stairs. Don't run out the door. Don't ever say, I'll be right back.
You know what? I never say that to my kids just so they don't have high expectations.
And Jurassic Park always taught us life finds a way.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Ed's word of the day.
All right, let's see what he's got.
Top of the morning to you. Today's word is elated. Yeah, elated. 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 And it's overjoyed or excited. Well, I'm just elated knowing that. So, anyways, that's about it. Have a great one. Cheers up.
For example, I am elated that it is Friday.
The
weekend is here.
As a lifelong Edmonton Oilers hater, I am elated that the series is 3-0 Florida.
Sure.
Yeah.
That would work too.
It's like taking, you like something, you love something, you're elated about it. It's like that top level of like, I'm so excited for this to be a thing.
Yeah. I mean, you could use it at work. Maybe that guy that you hate is leaving early.
Oh.
You say, I'm elated that you're going home.
I am elated that you found a way to get out of here early today. Congratulations.
Maybe you're elated that you don't have to work with those electricians that are always on the job site that you despise.
Are they not coming in today? I am elated to hear that news.
Maybe it's the plumbers. Maybe it's whoever. Maybe it's the roofers. I just want to clarify them all so not one gets mad at me.
That's right. If we make fun of everybody, then nobody is the victim.
I want you to listen to the show and be elated.
Well, that's the hope. And if you can't listen to the whole show, then you could listen to the podcast and be elated.
Maybe if you get lucky this weekend, you could turn over to the other side of the pillow and go, are you elated right now?
I don't think you should ask that because I don't think you want to know the answer.
I'm elated. Are you elated? Was it as elateful for you as it was for me?
Elateful is definitely not.
You want them to be elated. You just don't want them to be late. That's the biggest thing.
Well, better to be late than early.
Elated.
Must be Friday.
Use it wherever you can, all right?
For more Brock and Dalby, tune in weekday mornings 5:30 to 9.
The Brock and Dalby podcast is brought to you by badshop.ca, the Brock and Dalby merch store. With all proceeds going to the Canadian Cancer Society.